Hello everyone, Weather Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on the weather across Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. It is Thursday evening, December 5, 2024. I'd like to thank you all for the well wishes and prayers on yesterday's video, considering that I'm sick with the flu. I definitely went to work today, feeling a bit better, so I'm guessing the prayers definitely worked and the well wishes definitely worked. I'm grateful. Still a bit sick-ish, maybe about 35 to 40% sick-ish, but I'm getting better for sure. Please ensure that you guys leave a like on this video. I'm trying to get this video to 100 likes, and I'd like for you to know that that's how the YouTube algorithm works. We all like the video, and then the YouTube algorithm pushes the video out to more persons who are in the path of these tropical systems, so that we can keep everyone safe, especially during the peak months of Atlantic hurricane season. That's August through to October. Share this video with your friends, your co-workers, your relatives, and even your church brethren, and subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Please ensure that you guys utilize the progress bar at the bottom of the video to skip to the points that you want to see the most, and it's also labeled according to the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the video description. So if you have a lot of things to do and you know our videos over here at Weather Jamaica are very long, skip through the videos, utilize the timestamps please, and thank you, so that you can save time. Alright, so we're going to be looking at what the latest Euro model is showing. As usual, we're going to be going at the next 168 hours, so keep your eyes focused on the timestamp at the top and focus your attention across the entire Western Hemisphere, because it's not only the Caribbean that's going to be lighting up, but even a portion of the Gulf of Mexico, as we saw yesterday with the cold front coming in. So let us see exactly what unfolds. As usual, we're looking for what we see on the key on the right. The reds, the oranges, the yellows, the greens represents inches of a rainfall. So let us go out in time. So we can say that as we head into Friday, Jamaica is still going to be getting some amount of rainfall, especially across some northern parishes, all courtesy of the trough that the cold front has induced across the island. Saturday, still see some lingering rainfall as represented by the greens in and around Jamaica. Sunday, we see something similar, but as we head into Monday, it's definitely letting up, even though we still see some slight greens. It's definitely letting up for sure. Look at that, 18th on Monday is 1 p.m. and we're seeing more whites. So that's a good sign. We're starting to lose all of the rainfall that we've been getting, especially for northern Jamaica. I know many persons up there are very sick of the rainfall. Lack of sunshine. They miss the sunshine. I've been seeing your comments for sure. We also continue into Wednesday. We see that it looks like what a normal dry season would look like. Not much rainfall, but we do see some dots of greens. But look at that across the eastern Gulf into Florida and the east coast of the United States, all the way down into portion of Central America. That is a cold front, and that should be here by 0Z on Thursday, December 12. Well, that should be there on 0Z on Thursday, December 12. When calculated, that's actually 7 p.m. on Wednesday, December 11. But we're going to be stopping it right there at the end of the 168 hours. So remember yesterday's video, we had the cold front more so smack dab in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, or well, according to the Euro, smack dab in the middle. Well, according to the GFS, smack dab in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. The Euro had it more closer to Texas, right here across the northwestern Gulf. But look at what the next 7 days hold now. It's showing that the cold front should be off the east coast of the United States by Thursday, December 12, and right there to the west of the Cayman Islands, affecting portions of Central America, Belize, Guatemala, Honduras. Interesting. We'll see if it actually makes it as far east as Jamaica. If it does, you know that we're in for some more cooler than average temperatures. If not, especially rainfall for northern Jamaica. I'll definitely be here to keep you posted with what happened. And we're going to be seeing that even the GFS is showing something similar. First of all, with Friday, we still see the lingering rainfall across the north. Saturday as well as Sunday. And then Monday, we definitely see the whites coming in to indicate more sunshine than anything else. Tuesday, something similar like Monday. Wednesday, something similar like Tuesday. And then we're going to be stopping it right here at Thursday, December 12th. And we see the line of shores right here to the east of the United States, reaching all the way down into western Cuba as well as into Central America, associated with that next cold front. So it's going to be interesting to see if it actually makes it as far east as Jamaica. But for right now, both the Euro and the GFS models have the system right here across the Western Caribbean by the next 7 days. Excuse me. Either way, in terms of the accumulated precipitation, we've been talking about this for the past 2 weeks, and we still see that over the next couple of days, so we're talking about Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we just have 3 more days of all of this rainfall left to receive. And we see that across northeastern Jamaica, we see that across Belize. Well, it's gonna be up for northeastern Jamaica in the next 3 days. Not sure about the other countries. We still see a lot of rainfall in store for Guatemala, northern Honduras, eastern Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, stretching all the way up into the northern portion of Hispaniola. We're talking about the Dominican Republic as well as Haiti. And we also see some rainfall that's expected to continue lashing portion of the southern Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, eastern Cuba as well. And we see the dark reds that represents 2 inches of rainfall. We also see the purples that represents 3 inches of rainfall, all the way up into the pinks and the peach colors, right up into the 8 inches of rainfall range, especially for Honduras right there. And we see the consensus on the GFS model, especially for northeastern Jamaica. We still are going to be getting on some more rainfall over the next 3 days for sure. Some more isolated flash flooding, if not landslides, could be in store for a section of Portland, if not St. Mary as well. And if we take a closer look at the accumulated precipitation of Jamaica, we see that it is going to be mainly confined to the northeast, the very same parishes that were just mentioned, section of Portland, St. Mary, section of St. Ann too. We also see the numbers 198 millimeters of rainfall according to the latest 7-day accumulated precipitation forecast from the Euro. The latest 7-day accumulated precipitation forecast by the GFS is showing 101 millimeters of rainfall. Still a lot of rainfall to come that could definitely cause some amount of flood triggering events, maybe landslides, you name it. So get yourselves prepared for that. And hopefully whatever comes off that cold front in the western Caribbean by the end of the next 7 days, hopefully it's not going to be coming as far east as Jamaica to bring more rain to northern Jamaica. Hopefully you get the sunshine as we head into Monday all the way to Friday. If we take a look at the surface map of the Atlantic for this evening, we can see the blue spike line right here associated with that cold front, and the red broken lines right here to the north of Hispaniola, showing that it has induced a trough into the area. We also see that we have another cold front right here across the southeastern United States, and we see a ridge of high pressure up here across the northern portion of the North Atlantic that we know is responsible for sending all of the easterly trade winds across the main development region into the Caribbean. And if we take a look at the visible satellite images of Jamaica of the Caribbean before the sun went down, we can see the clouds associated with that cold front, definitely lashing portion of the southern and eastern United States as we speak. We can see the clouds associated with the other cold front, as well as the trough that has induced into portion of the greater Antilles. Still a lot of clouds coming in for sure. And we see that the clouds right in here are definitely not even really moving, definitely stationary as we speak. And we can also make out the flow of the low level clouds pushing from east to west. Some of these clouds definitely have some rain within them, definitely lashing portion of the leeward and windward islands as we speak, sending all of those clouds from east to west across the main development region into the Caribbean. Excuse me. We'll be talking more about the rest of the Caribbean weather later on. Let us focus your attention on the prediction that was made in yesterday's video about the weather across Jamaica for today, Thursday, December 5, 2024. It was stated that rain and windy conditions would have continued for parts of northern Jamaica last night into Thursday morning, also affecting sections of some southern parishes during Thursday afternoon. And we know northern parishes, we're talking about Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, St. Ann, St. Mary, Portland, Well, southern parishes, I know we're talking about Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Catherine, as well as St. Thomas. And what ended up happening? As early as 7:21 a.m., the visible satellite image was posted here on our Twitter page, and I'd like for you to keep in mind that these posts aren't only made here on our Twitter page of Weather Jamaica, but they're also made on our Instagram page of Weather.Jamaica, on our TikTok page of Weather Jamaica, and on our Facebook page of Weather Jamaica 876. So if you have one of those social media platforms, please ensure that you follow us there, as you make posts throughout the day that you can't afford to miss. So we can definitely see the visible satellite images showing that we got some overcast skies, if not some isolated showers, still lashing portions of Portland, St. Mary, St. Anne, Trelawney, St. James at that time, 7:21 a.m. And even as the day progressed, the visible satellite images were posted once again at around 2:05 p.m., highlighting that flow across the island. We can definitely see that flow from east northeast to west southwest. We even saw some of these. Look at all of these clouds pushing in, coming into section of some southern parishes. So it's not only northern Jamaica that got rainfall, but even section of some southern parishes too. We're talking about St. Thomas, Portland, Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Mary, St. Anne, sections of St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, section of St. Elizabeth, section of Trelawney, St. James, Hanover, as well as even portions of Westmoreland might have gotten in on, if not some overcast skies, maybe just some isolated showers for sure. And if we take a look at the visible satellite images of Jamaica before the sun went down, we can definitely make out what took place. Let's load these images. So we can definitely see the flow of the clouds pushing in from east northeast to west southwest, and we can also see those upper level clouds being sheared off towards the northeast to show that we got in on some deep convection. Not really deep, but just some convection. Nothing really drastic, but we definitely got in on some convection, some sparkling white dots that we know represent some amount of lightning strikes, if not lightning flashes. And we see the convection, we see the thunderstorms as represented by the greens into the yellows right here across section of central Jamaica, and we see the upper level wind shear pushing all of those cloud tops off towards the north and the east, just as we stated in yesterday's video. And we still have some more of that southwesterly upper level wind shear to receive, so we might just get some more thunderstorms tomorrow as well. If we take a look here at See Jamaica's YouTube channel showing Crossroads, this was at around 5:16 p.m. we were definitely getting in on some amount of light to slightly moderate rainfall. We can see people walking on the road or on the sidewalk with their umbrellas. We can see the vehicles coming down with their windshield wipers on. So we definitely got in on some amount of rainfall across the corporate area today. And I'd like for you to keep in mind that if you'd like to see more live streams like this, you can visit See Jamaica on YouTube. Subscribe. This is all for free. They show Crossroads, they also show Halfway Tree, the Kingston Harbor, Flatbridge, and they're planning on increasing the amount of cameras that they have in and around the island. So subscribe today so that you don't miss out. If we take a look at the accumulated precipitation for the past 24 hours from the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology website, this map does indeed paint a picture of where we had the rainfall today. Definitely across northern Jamaica at first, then spilling into sections of some southern parishes, especially during the afternoon hours. Even although we got some of it spilling into some southern parishes during the morning, it was mainly confined and much more noticeable during the afternoon for sure. And we know these rainfall totals aren't 100% accurate, because there's no way Kingston and St. Andrew got more rainfall than Portland. So take these actual totals with a grain of salt. We're looking at the picture that is painting to highlight that we got rainfall across some northern as well as some southern parishes too. And we definitely have confirmation of the rainfall for sure. Some comments here on our YouTube page. We have Manhurter stating getting rain in St. Catherine. Antonique Leachman 4504 stating light rain in St. Catherine, Old Harbor. Are we going to get more rain tonight? Well, it's definitely possible, especially if more of those clouds spill in from the north coast. Might make it into your area. We have Jacqueline Coote stating getting rain in Kingston 8. We also have Sharon Johnson 2041 stating overcast. Chile St. Elizabeth. Julia Johnson 9281 stating raining in Christiana, Manchester. Yvonne Gauntlet, 1963, lots and lots of rainfall. We also have Nicole Brown, 6025, raining here in Kingston. Yvonne Mitchell, 4555, rain. Ricardo Porteous, 800, raining. Even on our Instagram page, we have the comments coming in too. Watermelon Sugar stating it's overcast in Spanish Town. _.moya.fs stating raining in Maypen. Unbothered Zana, rain drizzling. Waltham Parkside. We have Peaches _Anna_cream stating it's been raining here since middle October daily. I wonder where that is. We also have Edwards Tanisha stating rain from after 11 in South Manchester, not heavy though. We have Anto_Netty_89, raining in Stony Hill from yesterday. Marlon_1God_ stating rain start. And even on our Facebook page, we have the comments coming in. Roxanne Campbell, raining in Trelawney. Linda McFarlane, non-stop rain in West Portland. I'm sick of it now. Verona Burke, overcast and breezy in Ocho Rios. Sylvia Bando, non-stop rain in Brownstown, St. Anne, and cold. Olivia Shannon, heavy breeze in St. Mary. And finally, we had some comments coming in on our Twitter page. We have Tashina Tucker, what's this cool off which you speak? St. Anne has somehow shifted quite close to the North Pole. Maybe the wind blew us there, but sir, this is not cool. Proper blanket weather, and even the blankets are topping out because they must struggle to keep up. Boy, we spoke about this. Christmas breeze for sure. Even although the cold front or the brunt of it isn't really affecting us, we're still feeling the effects for real. And this is going to be continuing for the next 3 days. We're talking about Friday, Saturday into Sunday. But the winds are definitely going to be letting up for sure. The strong winds are going to be cooling down. So that's a plus. We have Jomar Park stating it's raining now and cool. Windy conditions in Northern Clarendon. We have Lewis Clark, windy and overcast all day. Brielle Patton, light rain in Mandeville. Alright, so let us see if we have any updates from the National Works Agency. Alright, so they made this post at 10:17 p.m. last night. So after my video was posted, they've stated Dalvey Road reopened. We have done temporary reinstatement work and reopened the Dalvey Road, St. Thomas. The permanent solution, which involves the construction of a box culvert, is being actively pursued and will become a reality in short order. Please proceed with caution. So they've highlighted this image right here showing what the flood rains from the trough did last week, if not the week before. And they've highlighted the work that was done today. Basically, put some dirt over it and use the heavy equipment to smooth out the area so that the vehicles can drive. Boy, we hope they don't get any more rainfall to wash all of that away once again. We also have an update right here. They've stated footbridge at Troy. As we work to reconnect Manchester and Trelawney at Troy, a pedestrian bridge is now in operation. The main structure, vehicular bridge, is now under construction and will be completed by mid-2025. So this is the bridge of which they speak. And we can definitely see it here. Definitely only for the foot, maybe some bicycles. No vehicles can cross this at all. Hopefully they get the bridge that they really need. Excuse me. Alright, so let us take a look at what's happening across Jamaica right now. Alright, so we can see the latest infrared satellite image just came out at 23:45 UTC. That's 6:45 p.m. Jamaica time, considering that it's 7 p.m. right now. So the news is starting as we speak. We can see the high code cloud tops associated with some convection, but don't think these clouds have rainfall within them. Most of these clouds are basically being sheared to the northeast by that upper level wind shear from the southwest. So if anything, the actual rainfall is out to sea to our southwest than anywhere else. Wish we had the cube and Doppler radar to show. It keeps glitching out between 5 and 6 p.m. every day. It's not showing the updated. When we're in the heart of hurricane season, it was definitely up and running. Now just glitching out every minute, but we can definitely see some rainfall that was taking place across section of Clarendon, section of Manchester, and St. Elizabeth for sure. You know, the rainfall is represented by the greens that represents moderado, that's moderate rainfall. The yellows represent fuerte, that's strong rainfall. We can even make out that rainfall to the south of Westmoreland, to the southwest of St. Elizabeth, that might be responsible for the upper level clouds being sheared off towards the northeast for sure. And I'm pretty sure if we look at the infrared, we can definitely make it out. There it is, the rainfall and the clouds being sheared off towards the northeast into portion of the island. So no rainfall in all of this. And if we actually match it to what's happening on the Cayman radar, let's reload this. Alright, the Cayman radar definitely working with me, showing me the latest. We can definitely see the rainfall more so out to sea to the southwest of St. Elizabeth, to the south of Westmoreland. Just some high cold cloud tops pushing all of the light rainfall back into eastern Westmoreland right there, maybe even into southern St. James. Nothing too significant. Regarding the Guantanamo Bay Cuban Naval Radar Imagery, we can make out some rainfall to the immediate west of the western peninsula of Haiti, as well as some rainfall across sections of eastern Cuba. Regarding what's happening right now across halfway tree cam, showing that the road is definitely soaking wet, to indicate that they were getting in on some amount of rainfall within the past 30 minutes. I definitely saw it for sure. Umbrellas are definitely put away now. There were umbrellas out and there were windshield wipers on. Yes, the rainfall cooled down, but it could definitely start up again. We'll see exactly what unfolds, but we're indeed glad that it's nothing too drastic, especially considering that we're heading into the dry season now. Rainfall is going to be a bit limited for sure. If we take a look at the temperatures right now, we can see that we have 25 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay as well as Kingston, and by about 4 a.m. on Friday, temperature should dip down. Let me see, 4 a.m. on Friday. There we go. Temperature should dip down to about 24 degrees Celsius in both Montego Bay and Kingston. Taking a look at the temperature forecast for tomorrow, this map from the GFS is valid for 18:00 on Friday. That's 1 p.m. on Friday. And for the most part, we can see Jamaica right here embedded in the gray colors. I know the gray color represents average temperatures. It's not yellows, oranges, reds that represents way above normal temperatures. And it's not the blues into the greens that represents below normal temperatures. So it's average temperatures. And we know the average temperatures for the month of December across Jamaica are around 87 degrees Fahrenheit. And when 87 degrees Fahrenheit is calculated to Celsius, that's about 30.6 degrees Celsius. So that's going to be the temperature forecast for tomorrow. Could definitely be cooler than that, especially on the north coast. Definitely be warmer than that on the south coast for sure. And for those persons who live on the south coast, we might even feel the heat even more, especially if you live in one of these areas that my GPS online states that they're going to be doing a maintenance outage. Fortunately, this is the only area that a maintenance outage is scheduled for tomorrow. We're talking about in St. Andrew, so Duhaney Park, New Haven and environs, at around 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if you live in those areas, or if you have friends or relatives who live or work in those areas, let them know that a power outage is coming their way. We know the heat can definitely be exacerbated by the lack of fan breeze to cool us down, or the AC as well. Either way, we have to try to beat the heat with some tips. Tomorrow is Friday, so try to dress down, wear lightweight clothing and use sunscreen. Check on others, including children, elderly people with medical conditions and pets. Be cool, stay indoors and make use of fans and air conditioners. Avoid alcohol and caffeine as they can make dehydration worse. Limit non-essential strenuous activity during the hottest parts of the day. And always stay hydrated throughout the day. Put away the sugary drinks, drink water instead all the live long day. If we take a look at the dry air map, we're starting to see the dry air taking over much of the Caribbean basin. Remember, we were flaunting and happy about how there's a lot of moist air in our area. Well, the air is starting to dry up the entire atmosphere. You know, the dry air is represented by the yellows, the oranges, the reds, and the whites within those reds. And now we're seeing dry air all across the Gulf of Mexico, off the east coast of the US, all across the northern portion of North Atlantic, all across the main development region into the eastern and the south central as well as southwestern Caribbean. There's still a lot of dry air coming. So all of this moisture that we're feeling right now is definitely going to be wrapped up in short order. Excuse me. If we take a look at the Saharan dust forecast for 2 p.m. on Friday, we can see that much of the western hemisphere is still in the clear, because all of the browns represent the Saharan dust should be across the waters of the main development region. We know it's still pushing from east to west, all courtesy of that ridge of high pressure. But what we're glad about is that the more it pushes towards the west, the more it dwindles, the more it's dying out. So we're glad that we're not getting in on that vigorous plume that we know is represented by the dark shades of browns that we know can cause very hazy skies, not to mention trigger some amount of respiratory illnesses in some persons. If we take a look at the wave forecast for tomorrow, we see that the waters in and around Jamaica should be getting in on, yes, 1.8 meter wave heights on the south coast, 1.4 meter wave heights on the north coast. Nothing too drastic. It's the waters to the north of Panama right there that are getting all the way up to 2.9 meter wave heights. That's ridiculous. And that's because of the winds that are expected. On the north coast tomorrow we see 11 knot winds, the south coast all the way up to 18 knot winds. While the air right there to the north of Panama, that's going to be getting in on the highest winds. We can definitely see why. 21 knot wind. We can see why the waves are going to be kicking up. Stronger winds down there is represented by the yellows. And regarding Jamaica's wind forecast, we can definitely see the winds are going to be coming in from the northeast, all courtesy of that channel between Cuba and Haiti, that northeasterly flow. And we see it on the north coast going to be averaging what looks to be 12 knots, south coast 12 knots as well, and maybe especially down here on the south coast not so much strong winds at all, seeing 2 knots right there. But the thing is, we see all of the air piling up across sections of some southern parishes, so that could mean some afternoon rainfall across those spots. So rainfall could come in from the northeast across sections of some northern parishes, especially during tonight into tomorrow morning, and then affect sections of some southern parishes during the afternoon. Could even be earlier than the afternoon, just like what has been happening for the past 2 days. And with the upper level wind still coming in from the southwest, could definitely bring those high cold clouds back towards the northeast, just like what we saw today with these clouds. And if we take a look at the actual rainfall forecast maps now, this map from the Euro and this map from the GFS are both showing midnight to night, 12 a.m. And what do we see on both the Euro and the GFS maps? Where do we see the consensus? Rainfall for northern Jamaica still. We're talking about all the way from Portland, stretching all the way over to Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, St. Anne, St. Mary, still going to be getting on some amount of rainfall. We can even see that even as we head to 6 a.m., not much change has occurred. Still see a lot of rainfall across the northern portions of the island, right there on both the Euro and the GFS. 10 a.m., not much difference. The rainfall definitely a bit dwindling, not as strong as it once was, but it's still there, especially out to sea. Then by 3 p.m. now we start to see the rainfall more so across western Jamaica, as well as section of some northern parishes. So northern and western parishes could get in on some rainfall. Then we're going to be stopping right here at 8 p.m. on Friday. We still see the blues represent rainfall still going to be plaguing northern parishes for sure. And it makes sense that both accumulated precipitation forecast maps are showing that the most rainfall should be across northern parishes tomorrow. We see all the way up into the reds represents an inch of rainfall or more, especially for St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland. We can rule out some rainfall affecting sections of some southern and western parishes too. So get ready for that rainfall within the next 24 hours. And if you'd like to find out what your specific parish receives in terms of rainfall, you can visit weatherandclimate.com. We have the two cities here. We have Kingston. This bar graph is being shown right here at the top. We usually receive up to 25 millimeters of rainfall for the month. That's an inch. In Montego Bay, whose bar graph is being shown right here at the bottom, we usually receive close to 4 inches of rainfall. That's almost 100 millimeters of rainfall. So I guess 90 millimeters of rainfall. And you can do the math yourself once you find your parish on that website. We know that in terms of rainfall that's collected on the rain gauge, we know that 1 inch of rainfall is about the same as 25 millimeters of rainfall. So you can do the math yourself. Alright, so that is it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let us focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. So as stated, we still have the trough that the cold front has induced, bringing some cloud cover, showers and thunderstorms into portion of eastern Cuba, the southern Bahamas, northern Hispaniola, the Turks and Caicos, Jamaica, section of the Cayman Islands, Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, and we see the low-level patches of clouds pushing from east-west, all courtesy of the ridge of high pressure, bringing some isolated showers within these clouds across section of the Leeward Islands especially. And if we take a look at the Doppler radar images of the northeastern Caribbean, we're going over to the Leeward Islands. Let's see what's happening right now. Excuse me. Alright, so we do see some greens, some moderate rainfall or light rainfall to the east of Dominica, Guadeloupe, Antigua and Barbuda. Some rainfall dotting northeastern coast of Puerto Rico. Some rainfall right there to the east of Dominican Republic. And if we load these images from earlier today, we can see that eastern Puerto Rico got in on some isolated showers. We see the flow of the rainfall pushing from east to west as well. And if we take a look at the Barbados Doppler radar, we can see the rainfall to the north of Barbados pushing from east to west. Maybe some of this rainfall could make it into Barbados later on tonight, as well as sections of St. Lucia, Martinique, Dominica as well. Scrolling down, we can see some rainfall definitely affecting sections of the Grenadines as well as maybe Grenada, even Tobago getting in on some isolated shores, and we see some rainfall to the east of Trinidad. Some of that could already be affecting Trinidad as we speak. If we take a look at the weather view of Doppler radar images, we can see some isolated shores still coming into portions of Nicaragua as we speak. We can also see some rainfall across sections of Colombia too. And regarding where the rainfall is expected within the next 24 hours, this map from the Euro and this map from the GFS are both showing all the rainfall expected from now up until 10 p.m. on Friday. And we can see eastern Cuba still going to be getting on some rainfall. So too the southern Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, northern Haiti, eastern Dominican Republic, section of eastern Puerto Rico. We also see some rainfall in store, especially for St. Kitts and Nevis, Martinique, section of Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, section of Martinique. We're talking, well, St. Martin, section of Martinique, section of this is St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago. Scrolling down, let's see what's happening across northern South America. Not much, but definitely sections of western Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, section of northeastern Guatemala getting in on the action too. And we know that when both the Euro and the GFS models are in consensus like this, the chances of it actually happening are much higher. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.